Now that you have Eclipse installed, it's time for us to see how we can get started with this. First thing we want to do is get started with a new Java project. Okay, project name, we're going to use something like CSU for that. Project name, let's say this is number 1, and here's the default location of where it's going to be stored. You can adjust that if you wish. And of course, our execution environment, the latest one is 1.8. The next button doesn't give us anything more specific, so we'll just go ahead and click Finish on that. If I expand what's under here, I've got some source area, but no classes yet. So again, down pointing arrow and create a new class. We're just going to use the default package that's under here. This will be the name of our particular class. You can't have any spaces in here, so this particular one might be, let's say it's assignment 1. Okay, no spaces in the name. If you have a space, we get a problem up here saying that's not allowed, so no spaces in that one. I'm also going to go ahead and have this stub created, the public static void main. If we were creating other types of classes, you could use its constructors and whatnot, which can be good in a few weeks. All right, so here we have our public class, assignment 1. We've got our main method. This is just a comment sitting here. So I want to show you what will happen with when you're doing some debugging and whatnot. Let's say we started with just a simple output, system.out.println. Hello world. Okay, put a semicolon on there. In order for this to be compiled, if we came up here to our project, then build automatically, you'll see the check mark on that. So it's automatically checking to see if there are any syntax errors. So we want to leave that on. It'll automatically check those, especially when either time when you're typing or when you hit save. If you seem like you're kind of stuck in a spot where doesn't look like there's an arrow on the line, but it still shows it, you can hit clean, and it will clean all the projects as well. I'm going to go ahead and put an intentional error in here just to show you what happens. You'll see that the red dot shows up over here to the left, and it gives you some basic idea here. Notice it says insert a semicolon. You can fix it. In order to get to show up on here down in problems, just go ahead and save this, and it'll automatically show up down here with the problems. Notice that this particular error, it gives you insert semicolon at the end. It also gives you a line number right here to take a look at, line 8, which also matches where the red dot was. Okay. Sometimes the messages are a little more cryptic, of course, but anyway, when you get done with that, we can save, and notice all the errors go away. And if we want to run our program, we can just simply hit run here. And notice that the console, so here we had problems, here's console, here's the hello world that printed out from there. Okay, I'd like for you to, when it's time to turn things in, go ahead and create a space up here that shows where the output is with a multi-line comment. Okay, so slash, and then if you want to put the rest of the line, oops, what am I doing there? Slash and the rest of the line stars. You could even put a output in here. Okay, we'll actually place the output in there, but we can finish this off with another ending slash star slash closes it. We can take our output and just go ahead and paste it into that area so I can see what your output is. And then when it's time to turn this in, you got everything working the way you want. I'd like for you to highlight everything. Control A can highlight your entire program. Control C to copy. And now you can paste this into a notepad document. So now you've got all of your code along with your output at the bottom. And then you can save this as a text file, a .txt file, and you can turn that into it'll just be one file. Whenever we get into multiple classes. Of course, you can have your main there, and then you can have other classes down here. Okay, of course, you'd be typing them and whatnot. You have other class names, and they can be listed down here below. One thing, although we don't want, is public in front of there. Um, and because there we have several classes listed in one file, if I go to test this particular one, then we can take public out. If public is already out, then we can test that, and I'll be able to run this cleanly.